started with some communication and some calls, and the very first third down, we got to get everybody on the same page, see the call. Like, we didn't have everybody just see the call. So it's not good enough, but there were, again, it's never as bad as you think. It's never as good as you think. I know that sounds coach speak, but it is what it is, and we've got to get better. There's nothing really I can expand on that. Like, we've got to get ourselves into some longer third downs. We keep living in third and medium range, and there's just so many different things offenses can do in that range at 3rd and 5, and you can bring pressure, but then you're going to leave somebody on an island, and somebody's got to win. I don't think we won our one-on-ones all day. We made an adjustment there. I had floated it at halftime. I held it and ended up using it later, but I probably should have pulled the pin. That's part of the process right now, is like, I have to learn what this defense can handle, and how many adjustments, how many variations off the call sheet that I can make, and I'm still learning that with these guys. So a lot of that's on me, that I've got to adjust, but our guys have to, they've got to play too, and they've got to communicate and continue to gel, and that's why you play.
Sorry if you're asking, sorry, but Trevin, it seemed like he was flying around. He was having fun there in the first half when a lot of guys weren't, when it was kind of a struggle there. Is the game just kind of flowing to him right now?
Yeah, I think Trevin's, I'm going to go back and see the film. Playing good. I need, him and D-Jack in there need to sort of solidify that communication across the board. They're trying. Everybody's got to be involved. I thought we got a little stagnant, from a movement, from a disguise. I don't know if we were a little, uneasy, and it's a lot easier when you just feel comfortable and grooving. And I thought we were starting to hit that groove at the end of the first half. The start of the second half, we're okay. We come out of the locker room, we're in decent shape, and then we give up a ball down the field, and then we have to rise up in the red zone. We've got to eliminate big plays. Still too many of those. A lot to the running back today, and so we've got to get that cleaned up.
Was something going on with the snap counts today?
EKU, we were just trying to, it was a timing thing, all week, Coach Stu and Coach White, we pressed after you hear that clap, 1 1,000, 2 1,000, then the ball comes out, and it was just getting too far into the game, not really hearing, just going.
You did get going, though, and made some plays behind the line of scrimmage. How did it feel just to get home?
It felt great. My guys, it's always fun having a good play with them. They always going to bring me up, and I'm going to bring them up.
Y'all there is, you're far from perfect on defense, so where's some of the things you need to see girls group kind of tighten up? We just need to have more of a camaraderie, and we've been working on that. When the adversity hits, it's like everyone really shifts off, but our offense really brought us together today. How is that just something you got to play through, right? Like, the season's still pretty young.
Yeah, like you said, season young. There's going to be mess ups. People are going to get mad. There's going to be a lot of emotions, and that's just the game of football. It's the game of life.
You guys freed Trevin Wallace up to run free to the backfield quite a few times. What's it like having a guy like that behind you that can go hit the quarterback?
Yeah, it's great. Even when I can take risks on some plays, I know that he got that catch-up speed to make me right no matter what.
What do you think made the biggest difference for both sides of the ball in the second half?
I say it's us playing complementary football. When they scored on us, our offense came back, drove it down. Okay, then I think we punted that next possession. There, defense just holding it up for them. Then coming out the half, they got a field goal, we went back, scored. You know, just picking the other side, picking up each other.
How do you assess how you've played so far through 2 weeks of the season?
Just watching film, because I don't like to, grade myself right after the game, because it's never as good, never as bad. That's what Coach Stu always preaches. But I just get in with him, Coach Humphreys, Coach White, and just see what I can do better.
Do you have to actively all right, the sky isn't falling, we won the football game?
Yeah, and that's what Coach Stoops preaches. He preaches hey, we're 2-0, so have fun today and tomorrow. Monday, come back ready to work.
Being team captain, do you feel any pressure with that?
Not really. I feel like it's starting to come more natural to me, but I just have to hold myself to a higher standard for the team.
Kentucky, or we have played to our standards when we are playing an FCS or group of 5 team. It's about our standard, and we didn't even talk too much about EKU this week. It was all about our execution, our communication, and us trying to get better. And I don't think that they came out and took this team lightly. I really don't believe that. I think that we had some execution issues in the first half, a couple penalties that really derailed us, and ultimately came back in the second half and went bang, 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 the way that we're hopeful to be able to do often.
Seems like their D-line was pretty big too.
Yeah, they got some size, man. They do a nice job mixing up the coverages, mixing up the stunts and the fronts. And just off the cuff, I thought we protected pretty well. I think we protected fairly well at times, but we need to get out of some of those 1-2 yard runs on 1st and 10. We run the ball and we get 1 or 2 yards, whatever it is, the blocking, the call, the run, whatever it is. We've got to become more efficient on 1st and 10 so that we're not stuck in so many 2nd and longs and then in turn 3rd and longs.
Yeah, what would you attribute being able to get the ball downfield a little bit more in that second half? What would you attribute?
I wish I would have come to that a little sooner. I think we were just trying to pick at them a little bit. They do typically play a little softer, but I wish I would have gotten to some of the play actions and stretching the field. As you guys mentioned, I think we were probably just a little predictable in terms of, run or quick game on the outside. I've got to do a better job as a coach of setting up some better things like we did in the second half, but being a little bit more multiple from a formation and what we're calling standpoint.
How do you feel about your offensive balance at this point? I know it's not quite as simple as saying run versus pass, how many plays you've had. Just how do you feel overall?
Yeah, I think it's probably a little pass heavy, I guess, for where we'd like to be. Some of those are, we have a run called, but there's a pass element to it, and we end up throwing those, and that kind of gets skewed a little bit. I think maybe we talk about taking some of those, alerts off or options off to where we can just hand the ball off and not think about anything at times. And but we'd like to be a little bit more, run pass balanced.
Where can you build off of those 4 straight scoring drives and almost a 5th, if you had it one more time?
For sure. I think that you just looked at the guys. I was probably calling, things they really know how to execute well, and that's part of it's on me, right? Is being able to call stuff that I know that we have a lot of confidence in, but we're also trying to get better. So it's a little bit of that catch-22. And the nice thing was we came in at half and we're all, disappointed, but I didn't see anybody with their heads down or anybody lose belief. They just came out, executed at a high level, played hard, and good things happened.
Well, speaking of good things, Tavion, he had one of his best performances.
Yeah, he did some really good things. He's been practicing that way. As I mentioned, I think that the more he can do for us, the better our offense will be. And I was really excited to be able to get to see him when the bullets are flying. He shows up.
Towards the end of that first half, the deep ball didn't quite seem to be there, especially late on those last drives. Was that miscommunication between the quarterback and receivers? What seemed to be?
I don't know if he gave AB a shot on one. I think in the first quarter that we were a little bit long on. I'm not sure if we had him beat quite. Then we come back. Was in the second quarter, Isaiah Cummings, the one down the middle of the field. Would love to be able to see Isaiah make that play. I just think that they weren't really giving us the shot, but they, we were able to execute some of the play action in the intermediate game more on some of those out cuts and deeper, intermediate routes that I thought were good for us, and thought we protected fairly well in the play pass game. But if I can, I'd love to be able to do it over again, and start off with the third quarter, and then be able to execute off that.
Liam, it looked like you had some different guys in there on the offensive line.
Yeah.
At the end, was that just for experience?
Yeah, experience, and Jagger kind of jammed his thumb up on a field goal block or something, on field goal, and so we were just trying to get a couple guys in. That's what we wanted to do earlier in the game, but it didn't, unfold that way, unfortunately. That's the frustrating part about a game like that is, we'd love to be able to see some other guys play and get evaluations and get these guys a ton of reps, and unfortunately it just didn't play out that way again, and it's all based on our execution.
The first half and then the second half.
Yeah, definitely saw a little bit in the second half, but we got to start better. We definitely have to start better. Kind of similar last week. Walking away, definitely take the win. It's hard to win, but we're much better than that. We understand that we got to start better in the first half. Defense balled out. Credit to those guys, and the second half we started to pick it up a little bit, but a lot of guys in the locker room are kind of just dapping each other up, understanding that we got to start better. So that was a big takeaway from today.
Liam said preseason you're a tempo quarterback. You're used to going faster, and it looked like the plays were going faster in the second half.
Yeah, we kind of got into a rhythm, and Coach Cohen wanted to hit him with a little bit of tempo. In the past, a lot of the offense that I've run in different schemes, a lot of it has been no huddle tempo, so it's a little bit of what I'm comfortable with. But at the end of the day, in camp, whatever he calls, however he wants the offense to operate, it's my job to make sure we're running it smoothly. But it was good to see us get a little bit of rhythm, a little bit of tempo second half, and put some points on the board.
Are there any changes that you're making from the first to second half? It seemed like after that Tavion touchdown, you were more dialed in first half, some missed throws. What do you feel like you're doing to correct those?
Yeah, just making sure, first just go play by play. I think that's the biggest thing for our offense is, not trying to score 40 points in one play. It's not possible. As much as we want it to happen, you can only go one play at a time, winning one play. And, for me, a couple of those missed throws early on, mechanics were a little bit off, coming off to the sideline. It was really cool to talk to Kaya and Deuce and Destin, and they were kind of just giving me some pointers on, cleaning up my footwork, making sure that, I'm not rushing anything, and the second half kind of just settled in and just took what the defense gave me.
What did Tavion really do well today to get going?
Man, he's a gamer. He's a gamer. I mean, he's one of those dudes that, he's going to do what he's coached to do. He's going to do his job, but, when he calls for the ball, when he wants to make a play, you got to get the ball in his hands, and that's what he did today. It was really cool to see him. Even on that jet sweep, he kind of hit a different gear. And that's just the type of player that he is. When the lights are shining bright, when the offense needs a play, we have a lot of players on offense that can do that, and he's one of them that, when his numbers is called, he's going to make something happen.
What does that jet sweep or the reverse, what does it do to the defense? Because now you're giving them another wrinkle that they've got to think about, and you guys seem to hit some passes as soon as that would happen.
Yeah, I mean, he just made a play with his legs, honestly. That puts a lot of stress on the defense, that with different motions, you can't just always time up play actions or certain runs or certain passing concepts that, if you could give a little flip to a guy like Tavion and he takes it the way that he did today, I mean, puts a lot of stress on the defense and forces them to defend a lot of different things.
Liam said he's also working on
probably just got I really don't even remember, probably got an ankle stepped on or something, nothing serious.
Have you been lobbying to be in on punt returns more?
Can you say that again, please?
Have you been lobbying to be on punt returns more?
Yeah, honestly, just whatever to do to help this team win. That's, my main goal is to, make this team be the best we can be. And if that's me playing punt return, kick return, I'll be there.
Last week, your kickoff return kind of turned things around. Today, the punt return flips the momentum going into the half.
Yeah, they're just being a ball player, trying to put your team in the best position to win. So, yeah, that was a great one.
Devin has another kind of weird first half, then really zones in the second half. What is it? What are you seeing out of him as he's getting rid of the ball? The release points just different.
A great leader from Devin. Devin's a great leader. Calm. When we're going through some adversity, he's calm. When we're winning, he's calm. And that's just some, I like to see in the quarterback is calmness and, you know, not panicking. That's what he do well.
Did he do something different in the second half? It seemed like he was just more dialed in after the break.
You know, that we just had a slow start. Stuff happens. That's what we come to Monday, work on it.
What's it say about the ground game from the wide receivers? Kind of turn things around a little bit on the reverse, the counters, what have you.
Yeah, that's just me playing a part in trying to help this team win. Tavion had a big explosive run, and man, I'm just ready to keep it rolling.
Aaron, how big was it for Tavion to step up today with the offense struggling a little earlier?
Very big. Coming from one of the leaders in the receiver room, he's getting you know, he make a play and that make us feel all good. So, you know, just him making a play hyped the team, boosted us up a little bit.
Coach kind of talked about before the season how they challenged him to kind of step off both on and off the field preseason. How have you seen him grow as a leader from this year to last year to this year?
Just seeing him really trying to reach his goal and him just coming to practice ready to work, never going to give a little bit of effort, always going to give 100%.
Did you have security getting off the bus? Were you concerned at all?
Nah, man, that coach, he know my head coach, so we kind of, you know, friends. I said what's up to him, and we chatted a little bit. Love that coach, though.
Did it fire you up some?
Yeah, I was ready. I was ready.
So there was no effort made to kidnap you?
Not that I know of.
They did not kick to you early. Were you surprised they did kick to you on the punt?
I mean, honestly, it's a punt, so it's gonna come to me regardless. So, not much very surprised. I was just honestly ready to make a play for the team.
Appreciate it. Thank you. How good did it feel to find the end zone?
Excuse me?
How good did it feel to find the end zone?
I felt good, you know, getting our team on the board and helping us win the game.
I know you had like a couple of those games last year where you broke through. We've been wanting to get more of those.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like what do you feel like you need to do in order to keep having these kind of games?
Just keep doing my job, you know, doing what Coach tells us and practicing hard each week and going out there on Saturday and give it all I got.
Do you guys feel like the more you're playing, the more you're finally getting some rhythm, establishing some rhythm?
Yeah, I feel like each week we get better in chemistry. You know, we feel more comfortable as a unit, and I think going into this week we'll practice hard and go out there better on the next Saturday.
It felt like a different game from Devin from that touchdown pass to you at the end of the first half through the rest compared to the start. What was different with him? I guess, you know, it seemed like he just got dialed in after that point.
Yeah, definitely what you just said. He probably just got comfortable. Went in the second half, probably talked to Coach Cohen. You know, I made some adjustments, talked about things he was seeing, and came out second half and played well.
It kind of happened last week too. Is there something that, you know, you feel like he needs to do to, you know, find his group earlier, missing those throws early in the game?
I feel like it's as a unit, we just gotta stop starting slow. You know, come out, execute better, and stop shooting ourselves in the foot.
The jet sweep and the reverses seem to open up things a little bit. Coach Cohen said, I wish I'd called those earlier. What did that do for the rest of the game?
Those are just explosive plays that, you know, got the momentum going on our side, you know, got the guys excited, and we executed and finished those drives.
Coach Cohen also talked about, like, practice hard and just, like, that mindset. I guess what has been your mindset going into this season and wanting to have, like, these type of games like you did today?
Just doing what Coach Cohen tells me. You know, obviously, like I said, just practicing hard, you know, doing my job, playing fast, being a good teammate, and when my number's called, I'm meant to play.
Tavion, the coaches obviously talked about they challenged you to step up before the season, kind of be the one who kind of got the offense going today.
Those conversations were just all constructive criticism, you know, evaluating last year, you know, things I could have did better. And I feel like this year I've gotten off to a good start doing those things that Coach asked, and it showed today.
Was there any nervousness going on because nothing was going right in that first half until that punt return? What were the conversations like on the sideline?
I wouldn't say nervous, you know, just mental errors. You know, we were messing up our drives, you know, pre-snap penalties, and we were just like, you know, one play at a time. Got to bring our own juice. You know, can't rely on the coaches to do it. We got to do it as a unit, and I think we did that and finished the game with a win.
Compared to Barryon, everybody seems slow. He's been clocked like 21, 22 miles an hour. You look like you were moving pretty quick. How fast are you?
Not as fast as Barryon, but I'd say I'm more quick than fast. You know, I work well in space, but, you know, he's more of the straight line guy.
The touchdown pass at the end of the first half, Devin have thrown that any better, and could
He
the route
couldn't
have opened up any better?
That was a great ball. Honestly, I didn't think it was coming to me the way the defense played it. I thought it was going to go to Dane, but he took a chance and we scored.
Liam also talked about how he's trying to find his group with calling plays. You know, do you feel like this offense, the second half, is what the offense at its peak can kind of look like when it's finding its group?
I feel like the second half shows what we can do. Probably definitely not at our peak, but I think he's just trying to figure out how to get, his playmakers the ball. He has a more explosive offense, more guys that he can get the ball in their hands, and we'll get better each week throughout practice and going into Saturdays.